You walk through the front door after a long day. You're tired, maybe a little stressed, shoes still on, and before you've even set your bag down, your cat appears. They look up at you, and then, slowly, dramatically, they roll over. Belly up, paws in the air, just lying there, looking at you. And you think, what does that mean? It looks like an invitation, it looks like trust, it might even look a little ridiculous. But here's the thing. That little roll your cat just did? It's one of the most emotionally loaded gestures in the entire feline world, and most owners have no idea what's actually being communicated. So today, we're going to break it all down. What's really happening when your cat flops onto their back the moment they see you, what it says about how they feel, what it means for your relationship, and why, no matter how tempting it is, touching that fluffy belly might be the one thing your cat wishes you wouldn't do. Let's start at the very beginning. Chapter 1. The most vulnerable position in the animal kingdom. Think about this for a moment. A cat's belly is not just soft fur and warmth. It's where every single vital organ lives. The heart, the lungs, the stomach. In the wild, no animal, not even the most confident predator, exposes that area casually. Exposing their belly means you can't run as fast. You can't twist away from a threat. You're open, reachable, vulnerable in the truest sense of the word. And yet, your cat does it the moment you walk in. That's not accidental. That's not them being weird or goofy. That is a deliberate, deeply instinctive signal, one that evolved over thousands of years and carries enormous emotional weight. When a cat rolls onto their back in your presence, the first and most important thing it communicates is this:
my friend.
I feel completely safe with you. Not comfortable, not tolerant, safe. There's a difference. A cat can sit in the same room as someone they merely tolerate, but rolling belly up? That requires a level of trust that goes much deeper. It means your cat has decided, consciously on some level, that you are not a threat, that they don't need their guard up, that in this moment, in this space, with you nearby, they can be completely unprotected and nothing bad will happen. That's a profound thing, and it's worth sitting with for a second. Chapter 2. What cats are actually saying. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because that belly roll isn't just one message, it's actually a layered communication, and depending on the context, it can mean several different things happening all at once. The first layer is what we just talked about, safety and comfort. But the second layer is a greeting. Yes, for many cats, the belly roll is a hello. You're home and I noticed and I'm glad. Some cats meow. Some cats weave between your legs. Some cats bring you a toy, and some cats just flop. It's their version of a wave, their version of running to the door. It's an emotional response to your arrival, expressed through body language because that's the primary language cats have always spoken. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a friend, someone you genuinely love being around. When they walk into a room, you don't just sit there rigid and formal. You relax, your shoulders drop. Maybe you lean back in your chair, open and at ease, because their presence makes the whole room feel different. That's what your cat is doing. Your presence physically relaxes them, and the belly roll is the body showing it. The third layer is more playful. Cats, especially younger ones, will sometimes do the belly roll as a kind of invitation. Hey, let's interact. It's an opener, a bid for attention or play. They're saying, I see you, I want something from you, come closer. All three of these can happen at once, layered together. And the only way to read which one is dominant is to watch what comes next. Chapter 3. The Belly Trap, and why it's not betrayal. Here's the moment every cat owner knows. Your cat rolls over, belly gleaming in the light, and every cell in your body screams, touch it! So you reach down, fingers outstretched, ready for the softest thing you've ever felt, and then claws, teeth, a furry blur of offense. And you're left sitting there, slightly wounded, deeply confused. What just happened? This is what's known, affectionately, as the belly trap. And understanding it completely changes how you see your cat. The belly roll, as we've learned, is a trust signal. But trust is not the same as consent. Your cat is saying, "I feel safe with you," not "please touch my stomach." The belly is still a vulnerable area. Even the most relaxed, loving cat has deep instincts that kick in the moment something touches that spot. It's not a decision, it's a reflex as old as survival itself. Think of it this way. Imagine someone you completely trust, a parent, a best friend. They could make you jump if they crept up behind you. Your body would react before your brain could remind you that it was someone safe. That's not a contradiction. That's just how instincts work. So when your cat swipes at the hand that reaches for their belly, they're not being manipulative. They're not setting a trap. They're simply showing you two true things at once. I trust you, and I still have wild animal reflexes that I cannot fully switch off. Both are real, both coexist. Chapter 4. Why some cats let you, and some never will. Now, you might be thinking, but wait, my cat lets me rub their belly. They love it. They'll lie there for minutes. And that's completely true for some cats. So what's different? The answer comes down to a mix of personality, history, and how a cat was raised. Cats that were handled gently and frequently from a very young age, especially in the first 2 to 7 weeks of life, known as the critical socialization window, often develop a higher physical trust threshold. Touch was associated with safety early, and so their nervous system learned to stay calm rather than spike when the belly is approached. On the other hand, cats who weren't handled much as kittens, or who had a difficult start, often have tighter personal boundaries. Their belly is off limits, not because they love you less, but because their baseline tolerance for that particular vulnerability is lower. And that's okay. It doesn't make your bond weaker. It just means your cat expresses trust in different ways. The belly roll still means everything it meant before. The invitation to touch just might not be part of that particular cat's vocabulary. Chapter 5. What you should do instead. So what's the right response when your cat rolls over for you? The answer is simpler and sweeter than most people expect. You don't need to touch the belly. In fact, you don't need to touch them at all. The most powerful response, the one that actually deepens your bond, is simply to acknowledge it. Slow blink back at them. That gentle, half-closed eye movement is the cat equivalent of a warm smile. Talk to them in a soft, low voice. Crouch down to their level so you're not looming above them. Offer your hand a few inches away and let them choose whether to come closer. These small acts of communication say, in cat language, "I see you, I feel it too, I'm safe with you as well." Some cats, when you do this, will stretch even further, roll a little more, maybe chirp at you softly. Because you've done something rare. You've actually spoken back in a language they understand. Chapter 6. The bigger picture. Here's the thing that stays with you once you really understand the belly roll. Your cat could have evolved to do anything. They could have stayed purely independent, purely transactional, food in, affection never. For thousands of years, cats survived without needing to trust humans on a deep emotional level. And yet here they are, rolling onto their backs, showing you the most fragile part of themselves, choosing every single day to be vulnerable in your presence. That's not nothing. That's something remarkable. Every time your cat flops over when you walk through the door, they're telling you a story about safety, about love, about a bond that neither of you can fully put into words. They're not asking for much in return, just for you to see it, to understand it, to know that in a world full of things that could hurt them, you are the place where they don't have to be afraid. And honestly, that's one of the most beautiful things another living creature can say. If your cat has ever done the belly roll for you, drop a comment below. I'd love to know what their version of it looks like. And if this helped you understand your cat just a little bit better, share it with someone whose cat does the exact same thing.